Do you feel bad or guilty about enjoying Tekken 8 when it's in the state that it's in? Well, apparently some players do, right? A few weeks ago, there was a Reddit post saying as much that they were feeling bad about enjoying Tekken 8. And, obviously there's nothing wrong with enjoying the game. I pretty much said as much in the post. And the post itself got a lot of traction and I guess positive reception, but I guess I wanted to talk a little bit more about the sentiment that could be happening with this mindset about feeling guilty about playing Tekken 8, especially in the light that the game itself is not going to be updating to the extent that people need it to be. And all the while there's going to be events, there's Evo coming up right now, and DLC releases, that there's going to be a significant portion of people that are still not going to be able to understand what the exact issues with the game and why people are still going to say that it's trash. I've seen some memes, posts, comments about the Tekken community shaming players for enjoying Tekken 8, but personally, I've never seen this, right? There's only so many big content creators in the Tekken space, and pretty much everyone that talks about Tekken 8 and people enjoying it pretty much agree that you should continue playing Tekken 8 if you enjoy it. But I have seen people say that only bad or casual players enjoy Tekken 8. And to me, I think there's some truth to that because, again, there's a little bit of a disconnect in understanding what exactly people are having the issues with the game, especially for those that are not as technically invested in the franchise. But longtime players do not like Tekken 8. And the thing is that people are taking this dislike of Tekken 8 as personal to them. And it makes sense, right? There are just so many other things you could be doing with your time, so many other games to play, and here you are at the dumpster eating trash, right? That's you playing Tekken 8. And as much as people might say, oh, it's fine if you do it, like do what you want to do, bro, you might still feel a certain type of way. And in that circumstance, that only really gives you two options. One is that some part of you agrees with that sentiment or values those opinions, right? That this thing that you really enjoy is something that's actually not good. And there's that guilt that you're betraying your own judgment. There sets in a sentiment that there's something wrong with me for liking this thing. Like, I want to be a Tekken player. Tekken players hate Tekken 8, so I should hate Tekken 8. But I don't. So something must be wrong with me. Just like in the original post, they feel bad about enjoying Tekken 8 and attribute that to being a scrub. So that's one response, right? The other is to not give a shit. You don't agree with that sentiment and you have to discount their opinion, right? You have to value that opinion less, which when it comes to having Tekken 8 be considered trash and the whole community considering it trash, that might cause you to want to distance yourself from the community. Between those two options, obviously number two is a lot better. Not giving too much credence to the opinions of others for your own is obviously the better play here. But especially in an online environment that capitalizes on negativity and pushes people to groups of similar thinking, the rejection of opinions, and even as far as the people that hold them, serves as a way to fracture the wider community. Even though fighting games are 1 versus 1, it's the community, in my opinion, that gets people to stick with fighting games, being the ego destroyer that they are. That community could be people on the Tekken subreddit or Tekken forums, if they still have those, just a few of your close buddies, in the discords or in the chats of your favorite content creators. So it's very much a choose your own adventure kind of thing. But I think the greater question out of this whole conversation is, how do I be assured in my own opinions, but without getting sucked into that stagnant pit of being along only people that think just like me, or people that are negative towards everybody else's opinions, or worse yet, completely end up on my own? Because it's easy to use our differences to dismiss or reject what people are saying, but that also robs us the ability to be better informed and grow. I think there's this element of self-improvement that binds us together, but in my experience, I feel like the most important thing here is not to trash people for their opinions or even necessarily convince them of yours, but to simply understand each other's position. Sometimes, or even a lot of times, the thing that a person is saying can be valid, but it's hard to really take in because the way they said it is vitriolic or it's just straight dumb. So it helps to just cut through all of that and genuinely leading into the common understanding, especially with people you disagree with. Now obviously there's got to be some boundaries that come with that, right? Just like how not every argument is worth making, not every opinion is worth dissecting the viewpoint of the person that gave it. Not everyone is going to be your friend, nor should you want them to be. And not everyone is going to have an open mind. some people are just not gonna get it, nor do they want to. But I think earnestly engaging with people in this way allows the door to be open for exchanges and understanding. And if they don't want to go in through that door, then that's okay, just let them go. In those cases when you do have people that genuinely want to exchange their opinions, find out the basis for their opinions, and have a greater understanding of those different perspectives, then it's a win-win, and you'll see for yourself that there's really nothing to be guilty of. So here's my opinion. If you play Tekken, you're a Tekken player. Shocking. You know, you could have started in Tekken 7 and you really like Tekken 8, or you despise Tekken 8 and you just play 5, 6, or the older games, or maybe you're just in it for the lore, or the characters, or even just a single character, right? If you're just watching like this video, my small ass Tekken channel, then you're in here, you know, don't feel bad about enjoying or not enjoying any part of Tekken. There are many reasons, and I mean many reasons, why people are so negative about Tekken 8, and those feelings are real, but they are not toward you personally, and you're not any less of a player for not feeling the same way. Anyway, that's my piece. I know that people being, I guess, a little bit more hesitant to share contradictory opinions than the masses is hardly a Tekken exclusive issue, but that's all the more reason why I felt that this video was worth making. As always, feel free to add your own thoughts, agree, disagree, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.